Welcome back. We're going to have part two with Vincent on his security work and go on to some extra work that he's doing in real estate in Costa Rica. Welcome back here. Welcome back to you, Vincent.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, perfect. So, if you could go back to 18-year-old you, what advice would you give yourself for the security company?
Take it slowly. Don't overexpand. Don't grow too fast. Everyone wants to get more money, more time, grow faster. They want to be, the next Bill Gates. Or they want to be this. Just take a breath, rest, think about your business, and do things right on a slow pace. Everything good will come to due time.
But that's easier said than done. You're 18, you see all these clients that you want to close. You want to close every single person you see, and you want to do great work for them. How do you have the self-discipline to do that?
Nowadays, it's easier. Back then, it wasn't. Like I said, we all made mistakes, and that was definitely one of our mistakes. That was one of our biggest mistakes. We grew too fast. It got to a point to where we wouldn't be where we are today without Dave. Actually, we got to a point in business where we overexpanded so much. We grew too fast on year 3 that we started losing clients due to poor service, due to the lack of ability to sustain it. And that was one of the biggest issues. So going back to 18-year-old me, take a breath, go slow, things will come. Clients respect more when you say, I'm sorry, I can't take you on as a client right now because I'm too busy. Versus, yeah, I'll help you out and I'll do it. And then you ended up not being there on time. You ended up not doing things right. So that's what I would tell for all young entrepreneurs, starting out, just take it slow, take it steady, move there. People tend to respect you more when you're just brutally honest with them. Hey, look, guys, I'm sorry. I'd love to take you on as a client, but I can't fit you in for another 4 weeks.
And honestly, this is great because everything right now is like get rich quick.
Exactly. It's the get rich quick. Everyone wants to do it. Yeah, everyone wants to be, a .com millionaire overnight. Would it be wonderful? Absolutely, it'd be wonderful. But it's that struggle, I guess. Everyone wants to be like, wait, what advice would you give someone younger? I mean, that would be my advice. Start out slow. Do everything right. Everything you can think of, every scenario you can think of, what to do, have it all written down. Like, hey, if this goes wrong, this is what I'm going to do. If this goes wrong publicly, this is what I'm going to say. Have your business plan truly written out. If you don't have the money or the time, like Elon Musk said, everything's on the internet. You can find pretty much everything on YouTube, on Google, on Yahoo, to set up a plan, think it out, and do things right and slow and steady.
Absolutely right. I could not agree. I could not agree more. What you built is incredible, especially given the age you were when you started out. Where do you see the company going over, say, the next 5 years?
I like the way that the company is going progressively. We brought in new partners for the company, so it wasn't everything on me. The partners are all employee partners. So as they grow with the company, they get more shares, more stock options, and then they stay with the company, right? Our plan would be focus less on private security guards and more on the electronic and cybernetic security. That creates us to have a steady revenue every single month, bring on more clients. You can take on more clients with a higher profit margin versus the human element that doesn't have as high a profit margin. Our security guard forces that we use, we bring in about 8%. But alarms and cameras, we bring in about 80%. So the profit margins are much higher on the non-human area in our security business. Are every business the same? No, it's not. But for our particular business, that's how it works.
Yeah. Do you see yourself scaling outside of, into the U.S.?
No, I don't say that. I mean, I'd say scaling maybe on other townships, cities, or provinces that there are in Costa Rica. But, outside of the country, no, I don't see ourselves doing it. I mean, there's enough clients in that one particular country, to satisfy, a small, medium-style business.
And why is that if you have the electronic side of things? If you just scale on the electronic?
If we just stay on the electronic stuff, there's more than enough clients in Costa Rica. I mean, there's an average 8 million people living in Costa Rica at any given time. Most people have homes, houses, businesses, so there's more than enough scalability to focus on other jobs or other ventures that interest me more.
There are a lot of young people who would like to do what you have done, but are too afraid to try. what would you give advice to them about how to get off their butts and get started?
Take that step. I mean, I probably sat 3 weeks in the same chair thinking, should I do it? What if I can't do it? What if? What if? And I sat down in my kitchen one day. Wasn't my kitchen, it was my parents' kitchen. And be like, well, this is what I do. And they said, well, the worst case scenario doesn't work out. Just keep trying until something does. And my security business wasn't my first business. So my first business epically failed. I started a paintball business, right before this one. And I was a horrible owner. I used all the paintballs. I would try to have fun. It wasn't the business for me at that time or at that maturity level. And so the second time around was a charm. This time it worked. It was great, and everything went well.
That's good. And so basically, the most difficult step is the first one.
Yeah, just take the first step and then take it one step at a time. Try to do one achievement a day, one project, one paper, one client proposal. Here's the thing: if you go knock on 1,000 clients' doors, and one says yes, you're one step closer. Were we rejected a lot in the beginning? Absolutely. We go to 10 clients and we get one, or we go to 20 and we get one. Nowadays, out of every 20 clients, we get 18 of them.
That's quite impressive, and it's amazing what word of mouth will do. And,
Absolutely.
And good reputation. If you could sum up your journey, where you've come from your 18-year-old Vincent to now, if you could sum it up in a few sentences for the advice of other entrepreneurs or would-be entrepreneurs, what would you say?
It was a struggle at first, but the reward over time was more than worth it.
So I wanted to ask you something about, go more into like why people should just take the risk, because of the, having the regret is much hard. Like the thought of regret of not doing something is so much more than doing something. Like if you do something and you fail, it's better than if you don't do something and you see someone else do it and do it better than you.
Exactly. I mean, should you take the step? Absolutely. What's the worst thing that can happen? People say, no, I don't want to use you. Okay, well, you just need to ask more people. I mean, it's the same way on any business, on any sale. I mean, a water bottle company, if they only have one store that they sell water bottles to, well, they're not going to do very well. If they get 10,000 locations, okay, well, if they talk to 100,000 or a million locations and 900,000 of them rejected them, well, you had 100,000 that said yes. So you have 100,000 clients. I mean, it's just reaching out in quantity or quality. You can focus on both. We try to focus on both. We try to get more quantity of clients and focus on the quality. So after every 30, 40 clients, we add more employees into the business so that we can cover those 30, 40 clients that we add on. It's taking that first step. Should you do it? Absolutely. Are you going to mess up on the way? Absolutely. Is you going to struggle? Is it going to be stressful? Absolutely. But the reward over time is going to be worth it.
Is there any crazy stories while you were doing security that you would want to share?
We've had quite a few. I mean, we've done celebrity work for our clients. Most celebrities, great people. We've had them that aren't the greatest of people. We did our first high-end celebrity client that we did for was part of a development they worked on, and it was Steve-O from Jackass. So, we had a blast doing his job, and it was just something simple. It was just watching over his house while they were there, 24/7 security. And moving from there, we've done Tony Hawk, we've done Hugh Jackman, to mention a couple of the clients that we've worked with. Have we caught people? Yeah, we caught people doing Grand Theft Auto and chasing after the car to go grab them. Or we've got one day an employee was doing just rounds to different houses, and stopping by one house, you could see this guy halfway into a window of someone that wasn't one of our clients. So we walked over, he's like, hey, can I help you? And he's like, no. So he called, reported it, turned out to be a burglar in process. And that was another way of grabbing a client. Like, oh, this guy saw him breaking into the side of the house. There is, but super crazy stories. I mean, catching people robbing, the simple things. Nothing, no glorious story of like, oh, hey, we did this or we did that, but just something like that.
Yeah. And then where can people connect with you?
You can follow us on social media. We show up as Kendall Security Solutions, or you can follow us on kendallsecuritysolutions.com.
Kendall Security Solutions, awesome. And to talk about the real estate, so that's another business venture that you're
Yeah, it's a new business venture we started 2 years ago.
Yeah. How's that? What got you into that?
It was a need. One of the biggest problems that we face in the company right now is we don't have, Nassau is a very high income location. So rental prices for homes, properties tend to be a little bit more on the expensive side. So finding employee housing is difficult. So it started off as, well, I'm going to build a couple apartments on a property, and that way I have a place for my employees to go. Build something nice, something that I would have loved to live in as a young 18-year-old kid, and move from there. And it grew rapidly fast. Excuse me. And that rapidly fast, we're at 12 houses now, and we have another 8 on the way. So by the end of 2025, would be at 20 to 22 houses.
Yeah. And is that similar to like Section 8 rentals here?
No, it'd be a lot different because we're doing it more of an apartment style, and they are nicer apartments, nicer finishes. You're only 8 minutes from the beach. It's something really nice. And we rent out. We have a project on the way with one of the hotels where they want to be able to rent out the entire development and have their own employees stay there so they can find a place. It's easier to get good or higher quality employees from different areas, but if they can't find anything affordable to live in the area, then it's difficult.
How do you guarantee that people pay?
You can't. I mean, you can't guarantee, always. You're always gonna have someone that got laid off, has an issue. We focus on, for that particular real estate bunch, we focus on high-end clients or high-quality clients that care about their employees, and the owner of the business pays for their employees' rentals and housing. So it focuses on, we have one client instead of multiple people renting homes, so they pay for it, they cover all the expenses, and then they work out some deal with their employees.
Yeah, that's a really good business model. Yeah, and where do you see that going in the next 5 to 10 years?
Hopefully that becomes the main business that I focus myself on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to, on a 10-year plan, I'd like to add another 40 units.
Yeah.
And then focus on commercial units after that.
Yeah. And how do you plan to scale to 40?
So scaling to 40 is not quite difficult because we rent the properties 3 months before they're even finished.
Yeah.
That's the niche market or the requirement that there is currently in that region of Nicoya inside of Costa Rica. And could it change in the future? Absolutely. But for now, it's an absolute need. I mean, we can't build them fast enough compared to how we rent them out.
Yeah.
We have one that we finished a month ago. We had it rented 6 months before it was even finished.
Yeah. And what's your profits on that?
You're looking at about 50%.
50%. Wow. Yeah. It's really good.
That's very good. Your story, both on the security and on the real estate, is very inspiring. I'm hoping that people will listen to what they've heard today and take it as a game plan in some variation for their own work. You fought your way through some pretty hard times.
Yes.
You've had some opposition. You've had some difficulties. You've had some people who didn't believe in you.
Yeah, you're always gonna get that, but you have people that do believe in you. I mean, I've had not on camera right now, but I've had my godfather pushing me, my family pushing me, my girlfriend pushing me. I've had you pushing me from the very beginning. So I haven't had any issues or lack of people to motivate you. There's always been an abundance of people saying, oh, you're not going to make it, or there's another company that I use. You get rejected all the time from clients. They're like, hey, well, no, I don't want to use you because, my friend uses this other client. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, here's my number. If anything changes, give us a call in the future.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Vincent, for being with us again. Thank you for listening on BSA Talks. Please remember to like and click the subscribe button. And thank you again.
Thank you.